The simplest answer in a deposition is usually best. Yes or no is excellent, if the question reasonably allows you to answer that way. Make the attorney work to get information from you. For example, suppose you spent 6 hours on site running 22 tests that resulted in 5 new findings and 1 final opinion. If the opposing attorney during a deposition says something like, "So you ran tests that day," don't just jump in there and spend the next hour describing all the tests and the results. That was not even a question. No answer was needed. A pause at this moment will probably force the attorney to say something like, "Isn't that right?" Now that is a question, and your answer to that can and should be yes. You should still not give any more details. The next question may be, "So what tests did you run?" Now you can tell them about the tests, but not necessarily about the results. Wait for another question about follow-on results. Listen carefully to every question, and only respond with what is necessary to answer that specific question. A most important tactic is that the simplest question in a deposition is usually best. Yes or no is excellent, but whenever possible. You probably know that you should look good for a jury when you testify at a trial. You should also dress similarly well and look just as good during a deposition. At a trial, you want the jurors to be impressed with your appearance, demeanor, and obvious confidence. At a deposition, you want the client and attorneys on the other side of the table to have that same response to you. Why not let them know right away what they are probably going to have to contend with at trial? At least you will get more respect. At most, your strength may contribute to a possible, if not better, settlement. Depositions are usually held in conference rooms at law offices. There's often one wall with windows through which sunlight may stream in during the deposition day. If you can get to that conference room early on the day of the deposition, sit down and put your materials on the side of the table that will place your back to the window. Let the people on the opposing side of the table have the glare in their eyes during the day. If you get there too late, don't hesitate to ask if anybody minds if you sit on that side of the table. It will be distracting and fatiguing if you have to look into the sun during a deposition. If you do get stuck on the wrong side of the table, hopefully there are blinds in that conference room that you can draw. During breaks in the deposition, you should be polite, but you should not socialize with anybody else in the room. If you discuss the case with your attorney during a break, the content of that conversation is discoverable, and the deposing attorney will probably ask you about it after the break. During questioning in a deposition, you should keep your eyes primarily on the questioning attorney. The main reason is that you do not want the opposing attorney to suspect that you need the support of your attorney to answer his questions. That would suggest that you will be weaker at trial as well, and may not be able to stand up to tough questions without looking to the aid of your own counsel. I have found that experienced attorneys will try from time to time to deliver hints to you with body language, both during depositions and trials. They may shake their head, they may move their arms, they may make sudden gestures. Even though you focus primarily on the questioning attorney, your peripheral vision can still take in other forms of information. Keep your mind open and your eyes wide open. During the testimony, the deposing attorney will sometimes ask you to review a particular document before he asks a question about it. It sounds more professional to refer to every document by its Bates stamp number, along with any title the document may have. Sometimes the same or similar documents are entered into evidence, by identifying pages in a precise document by their unique Bates number, no one will later be unsure about what text you were testifying. Small things can trip you up in big ways. Attorneys are good at identifying your use of words like always and never. Few things are always or never true, so do not use those words in your descriptive responses. Attorneys are also good at catching suggestive phrases that you might use, like "to tell the truth" or "honestly." Jurors will probably question the honesty or truthfulness of your answers if they begin with phrases like those. At the end of any testimony, whether in a deposition or in trial, you want to leave the deposition room or the witness box in the same confident manner that you entered it. Even if you feel battered or embarrassed or dismayed or frustrated or angry, you do not want to give that away to anybody, not the other attorneys, not the jurors. A primary guideline for testimony is not to give the other side any more in your answer than is requested in their question. That does not apply only to verbal answers. It applies just as well to nonverbal information, such as your demeanor when you conclude your testimony and depart.